So I order food from a chain store and I go collect. I get home, this food is not good. Something is missing. It's burnt. They give me the wrong sauce and blah 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 blah. And I get very angry. And I make a phone call, and I get to speak to a machine. And I thought, no, I have to speak to somebody. And you know who? The customer service coach in the coaching class, Tammy Banda. I said, he's going to solve this problem for me because technology has taken away, in some spaces, the human touch. And I still believe that I need the human touch to work with me, not only the technology. I love technology. I'm in a technological studio right now. But good evening, coach, before I go too far.
No, good evening.
Yeah,
I would have left you to go on.
Well, he's Tammy Banda. You know him as our customer service coach. He's the man who's been in the industry for many, many years, and he also works in an amazing industry where he gives us good things to drink at McKellen.
Oh, wow.
My brother.
Thank you, sir.
So I thought we should talk about technology and human touch.
Yes.
Because those things now play a big role in customer service.
Precisely.
And when I contacted you and I said, let's talk about this thing, you got excited.
Yeah.
Because you thought it makes so much sense. So much is happening now. There's WhatsApp, there's Twitter, there's Facebook. By the way, let's start with this term that always leaves me cold. What is CRM, by the way? Let me talk about CRM tool. What is that?
Well, in simple terms, it's a consumer relations management tool.
Oh,
Or customer
okay.
relations management tool.
Yeah. So all these things I've mentioned, they are CRM tools.
Yeah, there are CRM tools.
Okay.
And you belong to one of them one way or the other.
Yes.
You do. I mean, you receive stuff, I'm sure, even
All
on
the
your
time.
mail.
I
Exactly.
hate most of it, but I receive stuff. Is it though created to deliver a tailored service, or it's just, is it too general? I sometimes think that it's not tailored for me.
Well, there is weaknesses in well, maybe let's start by saying let's embrace the use of technology.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, some of the people who use it don't know how to use it effectively. So let's not even go to a business first, just to show you how it can be effective or how people let go of that tool. There are people who are your friends on Facebook, but you've never really looked or bothered to read what they post or the picture they post, because the first and the second time you saw their content, you were like, maybe they like what I post, that's why they are my friend. It's
Yeah.
not the other way around. So
Yes.
there's nothing much to feed from. So also the CRM tool or technology as well, broadly as it might be from Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, or whatever, may have that weakness.
Yeah.
If the person who literally uses it doesn't have what I would call objectives, internal objectives of what do I want to get? What kind
Out
of
of this
insight
thing, yes.
am I getting? So if you want to get a certain insight, obviously it drives a certain communication that you take out.
Yes.
So if it's just to say, I just want them to be engaged, then we will disengage because there's so much to engage on.
Yes.
So unfortunately, it is a positive tool. However, it needs you to have strict objectives. What do you seek to achieve by being on a particular platform, communicating with a particular consumer? Some of the consumers, we communicate with them not because we actually want them to buy. We want insights. Because, for instance, you spoke about a whiskey before.
Yes.
If I spoke to a person who is 23 years old and says, I've never touched alcohol in his or her life, one of the greatest things that I would use technology to engage that person with is to say, so tell me more about your uncle. Tell me more about your dad. Tell me
Yes.
more about the person whom you know. So they would open up, but interesting enough, it has to be in a way that says to them, actually, as much as I'm giving insights, I'm being educated by the types of questions
Exactly.
I am being asked.
But the insights that you also get, by the way, I could be having negative associations with whiskey because of my uncle or my dad.
Yes.
So when I tell you it helps with insights, you say, oh, my product would be messed up because this potential customer is learning wrong things from wrong people. So it's my turn to educate them.
To educate them. That's because none of us in alcohol industry, for example, don't promote responsible drinking. All of us do. So if we promote responsible drinking, and the first answer that I get when I say, what do you think of whiskey? And they say, drunk, useless man who sleeps out every night or who comes home and fights, right? I then need to understand what are the values of our brand?
Yeah.
How do they need to be communicated to the person who consumes it? And how will those people live those values through? So
Yes.
a CRM tool will then help me to communicate that message effectively.
Yes.
And in essence, actually, the CRM tool is designed to create advocates, even if they don't consume the product.
I will tell you where I'm a fan of CRM tools.
Yeah.
Is when they are timers, when I get a birthday message.
Yes.
And it may even come from somebody who I'm no longer a client from, but
Yeah.
they've kept me in the system
Yes.
and they send me a birthday message. It gives me a personal touch that they're talking to me. These guys know me. Then it's not a general message. I tend not to worry much about the Christmas and the New Year's ones. I think they go to everyone. But the birthday one makes me feel so special. Does that matter?
It does. And let me be honest with you. The interesting thing when CRM is introduced actually is time. It is important for us to know from the objectives we have designed as a business to say, when do we communicate a certain message? It's Ram's birthday.
Yeah.
Let's wish him well on his birthday. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a message that is general to say, happy birthday to you. That's nice. But how would it be if it said, happy 31st or 41st birthday to you? It's so specific
Yes.
that you realize these guys took their time to write this message.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then it goes further. Now we are now enticing you. So the objective is to wish this guy a birthday to entice him to purchase, right? So we are saying, as part of your birthday celebration, we have put aside 15% on the items that you purchased. Remember, you purchased X, Y, Z from us. If you were to buy any of these items today, you will get 15% discount just because it's your birthday.
My advice to them is that they must actually make it relevant to my age. Can you imagine? I'll get a 50% discount.
Yeah.
The one tool in customer service that I always feel a lot of us who interface with customers
Yes.
of whatever nature,
Yeah.
we underutilize or we misutilize is the website.
I call it the glorified business card.
Yeah.
Because if these days, if somebody says, no, my name is Tammy Banda, where do I get hold of you? Okay, TammyBanda.com.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
That is, yeah.
But
That's what, in
unfortunately-
fact, when I tell them, where do they find you going to say that now?
Precisely.
Yes.
But unfortunately, and I'm one of the people who are weak at it. I won't lie. I'm
Yeah.
one of the people who are weak at it. How do I keep the information fresh and updated? Okay. But there are ways, even if you are not going to sit with a webmaster to say, oh, well, I want my customers to be engaged. And if they get to my website, they find fresh content. One of them is to link your social media things, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Link them to your website.
Yeah.
And let them be at the landing page.
The landing page is most important.
The landing page,
Yes.
the critical page.
Yes.
Why? Because if you tweet or if you are putting something on Instagram or write a post on Facebook, at least it will be right there at the landing page.
Yes.
And don't allow content to be as old as 7 days. When it gets
7 days?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I'll tell you why. When content is enticing to you, so let me throw a, and this is free advertising. I think one day they must come
Please
here. Yeah.
give them advertising. We want them here.
Why do people and great print media guys would go to Kickoff website or Soka Laduma website? It's because we always feel there's a new story.
Yes.
And when we get there and there's an old story, because of the great news stories we know about them, we still go back again 2 hours later to check, is there breaking
There
news?
has to be something
There has
new.
to,
Yes.
there has to be something.
In fact, so interesting that if there's a story, I see something on Twitter that says George Manuel signs
Yes.
for Sundowns.
Yeah.
I go to Kickoff to verify because I trust Kickoff.
You trust
website.
Kickoff.
Yes.
So one of the things that would make why we introduced the 7-day rule is so that people, once they are engaged, they don't want to find the same content on the 2nd and the 3rd day. If we use the example of Soka Laduma or Kickoff, we visit them more than once a day because
Yeah.
there's breaking news we seek to find. In fact, we follow them on Twitter, we follow them on
Everywhere.
Facebook, so that if there is something that they post, we are right there on the
Yes.
click. Which leads us to a second point on how to keep that company website fresh.
Yeah.
It's to say, when you have a platform such as Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, please follow some like-minded business units so that when they also post, your people, because if you follow them on Twitter, for instance, if they post, they will appear.
Yes.
So if they appear, there's fresh content again. So if somebody then comes to you and then calls and says, you know what, there is a post you made on a Monday, and I was looking for it, it's Wednesday, and I can't get hold of it. How do I get it? And then you say, what was it in relation with? You're now trying to find more about the consumer. And then he's now telling
Insights.
you insights. Yeah. He says, no, it was about the shoe that you are saying you are going to be making and you're importing
Yes.
from this place, blah, blah, blah. And you say, yeah, actually it's available in the store. You don't need the information on the website anymore. Pop by. Trust me, when he walks in, you have half a sale already made. Because you've enticed, even if it's not there, you will say, oh no, I thought it's this one. So if you're talking about this one and then you show the catalog, it's actually arriving on this day. What size are you? Can you put down the 50% deposit, 25% deposit, and this time we'll deliver it at your home? Do you understand how much that insight has converted into a sale?
You know, what you just said makes me feel that a lot of SMMEs in particular, and these are the people mostly I speak with,
Yes, sir.
I think there's no doubt that they're misusing their websites, but I am actually going to get slightly harsh.
Yes.
Some of them may have to close them because really what it is, it's almost like a poster. It's standing dead there, nothing else happens on that
Yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah.
And then I don't come back.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't.
You don't. Because what you read today is what you will read in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
And we are not saying change your mission statement, your value. No, we are saying keep the page fresh with simple touches of technology. Twitter, Facebook, let them be there on your landing page.
So this is my view about old information.
Yeah.
I say old information is like yesterday's bikini because
Yeah.
today is a plumas.
Yes.
It completely changes.
Yes, yeah.
It was relevant yesterday, but today it's something else different.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something different also. Help desk tools. Okay, now this is my problem with help desk. I mean, I've got a problem. I love the technology that I'm seeing. I'm amazed about how corporates and retail stores have done a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure whether they do very well to convert me. I get a call and then I pick up and it says, "Welcome to," like I'm thinking, why am I speaking to a machine?
Yes,
So they can't convert me. They don't capture my attention.
Yes.
But also it's on the other side. When I have an issue, then I get the welcome thing and I wait for 5 minutes before they resolve my issue.
Yeah.
Do these tools work?
The tools, probably that's the first step of what introduced technology into the customer service. It was the help desk, and
Yeah.
that's why we are probably discussing it last, and I'm glad you asked about it last. There are 3 things that the help desk is meant to do. It's to capture, convert, and or possibly resolve.
Yeah.
It depends on the issue that you're having. However, we have issues with people who don't have the objectives behind, because that's why the message is not correct. Even if you were to speak to a machine, if the machine will record that today is the 12th of March, the machine should be able to tell you that it's the 12th of March. It has to give you fresh things that you think, oh, wow, well, I don't normally get that. So if you were to call, you know the message that says, "Hi, we highly value your service. You are number 7 on the queue." We hear that all the time.
Yeah.
So you are not helping me, because if you tell me that I'm number 7 in the queue, it doesn't make me feel like I should hold on, because I could be the guy that doesn't have airtime, but I have a serious issue.
Yes.
Right?
And I get scared, like number 7 sounds like I've got 7 minutes to go and I know my airtime only has 3 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at the 3 principles that are required for a help desk to capture, convert, or resolve. Now, if the help desk machine was saying, if you have a query, press 1, and you get there, you press 1, right? Literally. Doesn't have to say good day, doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
If you have a query, press 1, and you press 1, and then it says, option number 1, if you want to be called back, press hash. Do you know how many people who will call back?
Yeah.
And do you know why we need to call them back? It's because we are not only going to resolve this time, we have an opportunity to convert.
Yes.
So the problem is when we say let them leave the message or let them stay on the line, because we are dealing with people who are also spending to solve a problem that we have caused.
Yes.
So proper customer service there says, no. Let us know that you have a problem and we call you to resolve it. Actually, the insurance company in South Africa is poor at it. In Europe, they are very quick about it.
Yes.
If I have an accident, I don't need to construct great sentences to tell you that I'm in an accident. If it says on the options, if you want to register a claim, press 1, and I press 1. We are sorry that you are involved in an accident. Kindly press hash so that we may call you back. That's it. And the next step is a call that comes from an insurance company that should be telling you what steps you need to take and where you are, do you need to be told, and all of that.
And keep track.
And brother,
And keep track, for crying out loud.
brother, let us be the one who say, we have the reference number XYZ. You can keep it for your record, but we are using it to track you up where you are. That's where the help desk has become probably a hated part in customer service. It's because we have not reinvented it. So when we are saying let's use technology to reinvent it, as it was introduced, it's now stale.
I mean, I'm a customer of Net Florist, and I'm giving them a punt here.
I saw nice flowers, so I thought they come from them.
But those guys keep track, man. You know, I feel like I don't have to do anything. They tell me the vehicle has just left the thing. You know, we're in this spot. It has just been delivered. Oh, thank you very much. And, you know, like...
Do you know why they do that? And they've been doing it for years. I mean, the first time I got to be exposed to Net Florist was 6 years ago when I made my woman upset.
Okay.
Yeah. and I had to drop flowers at the
Yeah.
parlor at the time. And the interesting thing actually doesn't come from just satisfying you. It's a build-up from the ad they run. If you listen to Net Florist commercials.
Yeah.
They kind of make you feel
They're amazing, those
Yeah,
commercials.
they kind of feel like even though if you are very upset, you gotta chuckle, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So because of that, the message is impactful, and they've sold the idea of saying, we want to do what you want,
Yeah.
that you can't do. Right now, we've just made you laugh when you couldn't on your own.
Yes.
So because they literally appeal to you, it's easy to extend the service to the person or to the place where you want it to be done.
Let
It
me tell
comes
you
from
the
TVC.
last part on the help desk tool,
Yeah.
the conversion.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel that the reason a lot of people don't convert me into a customer.
Yeah.
So the machine would have, sometimes it does a great job. But
Yeah, yeah.
They listen and they take details and they come back. But the person who comes back to me is too junior. They're panicking about how they're going to solve the problem. They're not trying to convert me into anything else. They actually don't even have the answers to my issues. Now, I say this with respect. You know, we have to create jobs for young people. I was a young person many years ago. I had to get a job as an intern somewhere, and I probably sucked. You know, but I'm saying that shouldn't we probably elevate some of these things to more senior people when it's now customer interface?
There's two ways about it. I agree with the elevation part.
Yeah.
But also, let's look at you as the junior person who is ambitious. We should be able to groom you to it. And this is where we are getting it wrong in most cases. Actually, we had a discussion inside the office yesterday about a person we want to hire.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking about experience. And my argument was, well, if we don't give them, they will never have it.
Yeah.
However, this was my critical point. The person we need to hire is not just virgin from experience perspective. And this is part of serious customer service.
Mm-hmm.
We need to hire people per character of the industry we want, so that we don't alter them on their personality.
Yes.
The industry must complement their personality. Okay, so if we hired a junior staff member who is not just sociable, but is a free thinker, is entrepreneurial, he will understand the value of the call he makes with the customer, because he knows that he's getting paid
Yes.
for that particular service.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I remember when I was a junior salesperson at a radio station once. Yeah, where we met many moons ago.
Yes.
I met this client and he said to me, yeah, but you are not the guy who is meant to follow up on invoice. I've already signed the airtime thing and you should be happy that you are reaching your target. I said, yeah, I reached my target. But unfortunately, my target means nothing if you haven't paid the invoice, because I won't get paid. I only get paid when the invoices that are in that make my target have been paid. And then he says, but are you doing credit control also at the station? I said, no, but the credit controller doesn't know my desire. I'm here because I'm hungry and I know you can look after me. That guy ended up signing, every time when we sign the schedule, they will have a pro forma invoice and a copy of a purchase order.
Yes.
So when I go and submit in the station, everything is now there. And I used to make follow-ups on my own. There was a finance department I used to follow up on my own, because as a junior, I was hungry to get my duck of work back into my pocket and say, well, I made my buck here. But unfortunately, we have people at the back end currently who just want to finish the lines of the calls.
Yes.
We also make a weakness of having certain answers written for them. I did this on the help desk as we wrap up, brothers. Someone called me for airtime,
Yeah.
to say, no, have a contract with a certain service provider. And then I said to them, okay, but then you called me on a handset. So clearly I'm with someone. And they said, no, we need to complement. And I thought, okay, great. And then I said, I'm unemployed. Doop. Because you could tell.
Because the next line does not.
The next line doesn't exist. The next line doesn't exist. So what do we do when we train those people who are in the call centers, who are interfacing with the customer, as you say? Make them entrepreneurial.
Yes.
That's what we need to groom. We don't need to groom an entrepreneur because he's selling out there. We need to groom an entrepreneur because he's doing a service with us right now.
I like the personal touch, by the way, that you spoke about how hungry you are and the guy has to pay. I don't forget this young girl from a service provider. At the end of dealing with my query,
Yeah.
she says, please, I know that the machine is going to tell you to rate.
Yeah.
I'm actually asking you to please rate me. I need this rating.
Oh, beautiful.
So normally she would have just put the phone down and then the machine tells me that. But she
Yes.
asked me to do that.
Yes.
And did she get a great rating? Because she asked me.
Of
You know,
course.
and I don't think the service was 100%. It was not poor. It was good service.
Yeah.
But she asked me. She said,
Yes.
I need this rating.
Yes. Because you don't know that the rating could be a key defining moment for her to go to the next class for being coached.
Yeah.
That's where she could have improved. But if she doesn't expose herself, because what made you feel great is not that she wanted to be rated.
Yeah.
It's that she exposed herself.
Yes.
If you make yourself vulnerable, and in the next chat maybe we will talk about how to speak your consumer language.
Yes.
When you
Well,
expose,
that's the topic.
yeah,
That's it.
how to
Speak consumer
your
language.
consumer language.
Yes.
When you are exposing yourself to the consumer, you are giving yourself a greater opportunity to be listened unto, and that's what she did with you.
So, what's your customer service tip for today?
I think
Yeah.
that now
We
we
got
have
tips
we,
now.
We,
Good.
have tips now. We are improving in this place. Great businesses are defined by how they adapt and adopt new tools to trigger a sale.
Great businesses are defined by how they adapt and adopt new tools to trigger a sale. Customer service coach Tammy Banda, how do we find you, mate? For free.
I always say this: if I'm out of these walls, it's at tammybanda.com, but it will cost you. But if it's in these walls, stay tuned to TWR, because this is the place where great insights are shared. And by the way, I'm a follower and I'm a subscriber. So
I know you
enjoy
do
it.
subscribe. In
I'm
fact,
enjoying
you
it.
should also subscribe. It's Talk with Rams on podcast and YouTube. And on all social media platforms is Talk with Rams. Please follow us on those pages, but most importantly, do subscribe. Thank you very much.
Good night,
Coach, always great to have you.
Thanks, bye.
Hey, Chara.
Later.